万门大学的同学们，大家好，我是南非利博士，是莱特研究大学的应用神经科学教授。今天巴博士会给我们讲关于我们的人类的潜能。我来到莱特研究大学的时候，其实很期待。第一个很大的原因是因为他们研究人的潜能，而且他们会挖掘人的潜能。他们的一个很重要的一个前提是每一个人都有自己的潜能，而且是一个很自然而然会发生的一个事情，而且不需要去挖掘或者做很多各种各样的事情，是要把那些错误的想法和一些就是对我们生活有害的一些行为去掉之后，我们自然而然会有这个潜能。这个是来自于60年代在美国的一些心理学的研究，主要的是罗吉斯。这些研究表明，人自然会变成他们最好的自己，当然我们需要帮他们通过调整他们周围的环境和他们的一些错误的想法，来帮助他们找自己的潜能。我们先去听巴布老师讲如何挖掘这种潜能。
Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Wright, Professor of Transformational Leadership and Coaching at the Wright Graduate University for the Realization of Human Potential. And we've been talking in our series a little bit about systems. Remember, a system is a collection of diverse parts that work towards a common outcome. We talked about the car, we talked about you as a system, your family as a system. Well, today, we're talking about transformational imperative. Tapping the transformational imperative. The primary law of systems is stasis. The primary function of your mind is your existence to keep you alive. If you want to maximize your potential, to learn and grow and become somebody new that you could not otherwise have become, you must understand and learn to tap the transformational imperative. We're designed to transform, and our primary design is to exist. How many of you have good lives? That's too bad. According to Jimmy Collins, author of the book From Good to Great, he said, good is the enemy of great. When things are good, your mind goes, things are fine, let's not take any chances. There's a thing called loss aversion. If things are good, why would I risk them getting worse? When you start to understand this, you start to understand how to tap that transformational imperative and to activate the highest functioning of your mind. Doing that requires that you learn to recognize your yearning. We've talked about this in previous episodes, that you engage and that you revelate, that you reveal, that you discover things about yourself. You identify your limiting beliefs. Remember, we talked about the self-fulfilling prophecy cycle. That you have beliefs that go to actions, and those actions cause other people to believe certain things. They act certain ways, and they keep you believing what you believe. So there are two ways to change that, to change your belief or change your actions. Well, one of the ways to change your actions is to start catching your deeper yearnings. When you yearn and when you engage, then you will begin to make mistakes. You'll learn, you'll grow, you'll share things with other people. I love this part of our work because this is when people start awakening to a whole inner self that they never knew existed. So the first thing to tap this transformational imperative is I have to yearn and engage, and then I have to reveal, and I get to learn more about my limiting beliefs, and I get to experiment with new behaviors, thoughts, feelings, and actions that start changing how other people think about us. It's been a wonderful trip we've had to Beijing. Our director of finance was really quite critical of Dr. Blue because he didn't understand business. She didn't have a PhD. from Beda in neuropsychology either. But at dinner one night, he revealed the story of how hard it was and how dedicated he was just learning Chinese. He actually had the discipline to come over here speaking no Chinese and not speak English. He suffered greatly. The woman who took him into her boarding house gave him very little bits of food. He couldn't use chopsticks, so he couldn't get food fast enough. Finally, he learned enough Chinese to tell her how hungry he was and how much he was suffering. But it took him a long time to learn enough Chinese to tell her that. Well, he told our director of finance about how he read all of the Chinese textbooks from first grade on, and how he dedicated to memorizing television shows before he applied for his doctorate at Beida. He revealed about himself. That caused her to reveal about how judgmental she was. Of course he's not going to understand business the way she does. He spent 6 years earning his doctorate in a language he couldn't speak when he came to China. They got to know each other, but that's also putting them both in a position that she is more readily going to help him become a great businessman as he contributes to her with his psychological knowledge, helping her have a better life. They were both tapping the transformational imperative. They were both sharing, they were both yearning, they were engaging, they were actually learning and growing in the very act of talking. Here's a PhD in neuropsychology from Beda learning about business from actually a South Korean-born director of finance who's been very self-driven, hard-working, and left home at 16 and has supported herself ever since. So of course she knew business. Now the two of them are each participating in each other's transformation. Same thing can happen at work. Same thing can happen in marriages. If we will only learn to yearn, engage, and reveal, which means discovering things about ourselves. She discovered her judgmental nature. He discovered the pragmatic things she knew that he didn't know. They both softened and opened up as human beings, and they liberated. They began doing things and saying things to each other they never would have said before. The transformational imperative. We need each other, but it starts with us learning to yearn, engage, and then discover those limiting beliefs, change those behaviors so other people can change their belief as she changed her beliefs about him and started changing how she acted towards him because she suddenly realized, wow, he deserved a great deal of respect. The transformational imperative. Learn to accept and respect yourself and activate it.